Revolution Squad, can someone inform me what is happening? Like, what is happening to Dragon Ball right now? Like, we are losing it. Apparently there's some huge legal battle going on for the rights of Dragon Ball and some other stuff. Look, we about to get straight into this video. If y'all like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, your family, all of them good people, your great-great-great-grandma, all of them. Look, bruh, I done seen some reports on Twitter from the boy Super actually on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. We are about to get straight into all of these videos, these tweets. In fact, I do want to get into, let's see if I can. All right. So here go problem. Here go a little bit of a problem right here. So the rest of Dragon Ball Super won't be animated till they settle the right war, or is it just for the manga continuation? Expect nothing new as far as Super related anytime soon. Too bad all this had to happen during the series' 40th anniversary. Dude, like, what is going on? Nobody knows when the next Dragon Ball Super chapter will drop. No sign of it from officials as well. Even on the V-Jump panel at Jump Carnival on the 21st, they did not touch the topic. Looks like they're all busy in the rights war and have no plans on doing Dragon Ball Super until it is resolved. Bro, seriously? Alright, so look, I found this video here by ENDYMIONtv. Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama's legacy spit on by insane agenda plus woke Ubisoft panics and seeds. Okay, we're gonna watch a bit of this, see what it's about.
Dragon Ball and the IP's future that not nearly enough people are talking about, nor do they even know what's happening behind the scenes, so I need to get more eyes on this story. Beyond this, we'll also talk about how Japan is apparently gearing up to nuke Ubisoft from orbit over Assassin's Creed Shadows and that whole Yasuke situation. But first, Dragon Ball, because this is crazy. As we all know, unfortunately, Akira Toriyama passed away, who created Dragon Ball and the amazing world that we all know and love. Not to mention his work spans so much it's incredible. I mean, besides the Sandland series, Toriyama had his influences on peak series like Dragon Quest for years with his art style. Not to mention being involved with what is arguably one of the greatest games of all time in the form of Chrono Trigger. God, I love that game so much. The world lost a visionary creator when Akira Toriyama passed, and that cannot be understated or denied whatsoever. He was in all ways the GOAT, and the world is better for his work and his passion. Since his passing, however, there has been a legal battle behind the scenes that has been going on over who exactly owns the rights to Dragon Ball and its many spin-off games and so on. This leads me to an article from a Japanese magazine called Weekly Toyo Kazai. And this article was translated by a Twitter user named Supa Chronicles. I'll put their Twitter on screen here if you'd like to follow them, since they cover many things Dragon Ball related and more. Okay, so what the hell is happening exactly behind the scenes? To set things up, there's three key players in this whole nasty situation. Obviously, you have Akira Toriyama, and since he passed away, his family is now the stewards of Dragon Ball in a sense. Secondly is Shueisha, which is the largest Japanese publication company that handles many films based on mangas, animes, games, and more. Pretty much for most of Dragon Ball's existence, Shueisha has been involved with distributing Dragon Ball as an IP around the world.
What I'm getting from this is the fact that there's any confusion as of to who gets what. It makes it seem like and not even to speak. This is literally, I swear, this is no ill talk about Akira Toriyama. I swear. But it just sounds like he didn't have his ducks in order. And what I mean by that is he didn't sound like he handled his business where, to the point, I mean, it's to the point to where it seems like he didn't handle his business. He didn't make sure everyone knew what their role was after he was gone. Now, I completely understand that it's a hard thing to discuss what should happen after your death, because nobody ever wants to focus on their death. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're Akira Toriyama. Yeah, man, but it's very important that if you run in an empire, that you make sure all your people that's under you know exactly what they supposed to be doing with the empire after you leave. If there's this amount of confusion, it's quite obvious that Akira Toriyama did not handle business the way he should, or either that, or it's very these companies are being very grimy and not going with what he did say if he did tell them something. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but everybody should know where they stand with the Dragon Ball series and the side games and all of that stuff. They should all know where they stand already. So I'm not sure where the confusion is coming in at.
And finally, we have Akio Iyoku, who has been the guardian of Dragon Ball, so to speak, for many years at this point. Akira Toriyama personally chose Iyoku to be his personal steward, or guardian I guess you could say, for Dragon Ball if Toriyama were to pass away. Which means that Dragon Ball's creator had put all of his faith and future into the hands of Iyoku, and Iyoku has protected Dragon Ball ever since. So
so that means Iyoku should be the person calling the shots somewhat. They should be meeting with him. Shueisha needs to be meeting with him. Whoever's trying to pull certain moves with the Dragon Ball title needs to be talking to him somewhat. And I thought Toritaro would have had a say in it too. I guess not. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, bruh. Yeah, y'all should be talking to him then.
Problem, you may be asking? Well, since Toriyama passed away now, Shueisha is trying to go full steam ahead and basically use the Dragon Ball IP to monetize as much content as humanly possible in order to make as much money as they can. Which is obviously what a corporation is meant to do. I get that. Making money is important. Big shocker. However, Iyoku believes, according to this article that I'll read more of shortly, that Shueisha is bastardizing and ruining the legacy of Toriyama by turning Dragon Ball into a content churning machine. And what they have plans for, according to Iyoku, is not what Toriyama would have wanted for the IP. And if Shueisha and its investors get their way, Dragon Ball as an IP and the legacy of its creator would be mined and desecrated in order to make as much money as possible while diluting the brand. It's disingenuous, of course, since prior to Toriyama dying, Shueisha upheld their side of the bargain.
So what they're gonna do, just start pumping out a bunch of watered down content? Like, we ain't about to go for that. What? They better tread carefully, because we not gonna go for that. Especially now that Akira Toriyama fans are starting to learn what's happening. Content creators are spreading the word, just like this video, just like my video that's about to come out. We not about to go for that. They need to respect who Toriyama gave power to. You don't just get to go and do whatever you want to do, pump out water content because you want money. I understand that you're a company, but this right here, this is not it, man. Like, what? We're not gonna play y'all games like that. Maybe some of these little kids might, and then even then, these kids getting smart, so they might not even play it like y'all think they will. Yeah, nah, man, I just, nah, bruh.
Couldn't technically do anything that they wanted to do without Toriyama's blessing, since obviously he was the creator and had final say. But now that he's gone, it leaves the IP in a very similar situation to many other creatives whose works have in various ways been ruined as well. Although he didn't own it, Stan Lee made the Marvel Universe with Jack Kirby. That cannot be debated. And we saw when Stan died, which was around the time of Avengers Endgame coming out, suddenly the Marvel Universe, from games, movies, comics, and more, which were already in varying levels of quality, they all suddenly took a nosedive. And a splurging of content was made, which was the definition of quantity over quality. Just look at how much content Disney released Marvel related in 2021 alone. I'll put it on screen because it's ridiculous. Like, look how much slop came out. Some of these things say 2020, but they actually came out in 2021 as well, besides a few. Like, it's so much content. The point I'm trying to make here is that there seems to be a suspicious shift in content moderation and what gets made prior to the creator of said IP being alive and then when they die. So what is happening here with Dragon Ball, I want you to look at it sort of how Disney did Marvel once Stan Lee died. But even more egregious and greedy, if that's even possible. I want to read you this entire article because all of it is important. It's story time, fellas, so kick your feet up, let me read you a bedtime story, and I quote, "Since its serialization began in 1984, Dragon Ball has remained a highly lucrative IP that continues to captivate people. According to the app research company Sensor Tower, the 2 Dragon Ball mobile games, including Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which began distribution in 2015, has surpassed a worldwide total revenue of 5 billion yen or $31.7 million USD by February 2024. The movie Dragon Ball Super Superhero released in 2022 and achieved a global box office revenue of 13 billion yen, or $82.5 million American. In Saudi Arabia, a theme park of comparable size to Tokyo Disneyland is also set to be constructed. In March, the original author Akira Toriyama passed away, much to the regret of many. However, the momentum of Dragon Ball shows no signs of slowing down and continues to accelerate worldwide. Regarding its appeal, those involved unanimously agree it's the simplicity. When we analyzed why the games became hits in North America, it seemed that the straightforwardness of let's fight to see who is the strongest, which can be enjoyed without much thought, resonated with people, said an insider from Bandai Namco Group. Major uproar due to a person in charge going independent. Last year, there was an incident that caused an uproar in the business over this work. In May 2023, Ioku, former head of Shueisha's Dragon Ball Room, went independent with several subordinates and established a new company, Capsule Corporation Tokyo, named after a fictional company that appears in the series, with the aim of managing creative activities and handling intellectual property rights. Mr. Ioku became the head of the Dragon Ball Room in 2016 after serving as editor-in-chief of V-Jump. A Shueisha insider recalls, without consulting his superiors, Mr. Ioku unilaterally decided to make a film adaptation of Toriyama Sensei's Sandland. He always focused on serving the author, for better or worse. At the same time, there was criticism from anime production companies and TV networks that he had a condescending attitude. In addition to these evaluations, progress was lacking in collaborations with the metaverse and AI that the higher-ups were anticipating. As a result, in 2022, he was reassigned to a new business department. This unwelcome transfer became the trigger, and within a year, Ioku went independent. Taking over the role of Toriyama's spokesperson on behalf of Shueisha, Ioku's actions raised the risk of Shueisha losing its Dragon Ball rights. Toriyama Sensei was also dissatisfied with Ioku being removed, as he trusted him the most. Chairman Maru Horichi of Shueisha even went directly to Toriyama's residence in Aichi Prefecture, but he couldn't persuade him to stay. Said the aforementioned Shueisha insider, this put Bandai Namco, which had been making a fortune with games like Dokkan Battle, in a difficult position. Ioku, who was Toriyama Sensei's spokesperson, became independent, but the rights to the manga were managed by Shueisha. It was unclear who to consult regarding matters related to the original work. Meetings about Dragon Ball were organized very vaguely, with all relevant parties being invited, which subtly included both Ioku and Shueisha representatives, making the coordination extremely stressful, said the aforementioned Bandai Namco insider. Toriyama's passing occurred amidst this battle over rights. The discussion continued without the original author, and the disputes have been ongoing and still remained unresolved, noted a Shueisha employee. Some industry executives are looking towards a resolution that involves the family, saying it depends on how the family feels about it. The question remains, who will ultimately take the lead in managing this massive IP? The future of the bogged down battle, which is not befitting a shonen manga, remains unclear, end quote. So as you can see, Dragon Ball as an IP is currently in a bloodthirsty battle between a mecha corporation that is hungry to take Dragon Ball and monetize the ever-living bejesus out of it in every conceivable way to make as much money as possible.
So they just basically on some shady type stuff trying to make money. And you know, business doesn't have to be shady, bruh, but because there's so much competition in business, you know, especially over large names like Dragon Ball, it's like they treat it like it has to be shady like that, you know what I'm saying? Like there's definitely a correct way to do it, but they could care less. You know, I don't even know what to say about that, man. I just hope they do not ruin Toriyama's masterpiece, man. Because you want money. You ruining a wonderful work of art because you want money. And y'all feel like that's the smartest option, but bro, if you do it right, or maybe you try to work out some sort of agreement with the people that actually, you know what I'm saying, should make the decisions, then you can like pump out good content instead of this watered down stuff y'all trying to get money. Like, money shouldn't be your final answer. It should be the people should be your final answer. Trying to make good content for the people should be the final answer. And we'll see, once you make the good content, and it's like, you would think businesses have figured this out by now. Once you make very good content, the money will come automatically. It's gonna be there for you. And it's like they still ain't figured that out. So this video was very well done by ENDYMIONtv. Very well done. I'm gonna have his YouTube link down below. We'll move on over to this. Let's hear what he has to say.
Controversy that's shaking the entire... Today, we are diving into a huge controversy that's shaking the entire franchise to its core. It's a legal battle for the ages and the fate of Dragon Ball.
Lord, I ain't even read all of this. Since the serialization began in 1984, Dragon Ball has remained a highly lucrative IP that continues to captivate people. According to the app research company Sensor Tower, the two Dragon Ball mobile games, including Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which began distribution in 2015, have surpassed a worldwide total revenue of 5 billion yen by February 24th. The movie Dragon Ball Super Superhero released in 2022, and it achieved a global box office revenue of 13 billion yen. In Saudi Arabia, a theme park of comparable scale to Tokyo Disneyland is also set to be constructed. I ain't reading all of that. Y'all read that yourself. Whole article surrounded by this word right here. See this word right here? This will be your ultimate downfall, trying to focus too much on this. Especially when you ain't doing the work right.
In the balance. As you all know, the legendary Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, sadly passed away. But
RIP.
before he did, a massive conflict was already brewing for the rights to his masterpiece. Shueisha, the manga publisher, and Akio Yukio, the former director of Dragon Ball Room, were locked in a power struggle. Yukio, the man who knows Dragon Ball inside and out, formed his own company, Capsule Corporation Tokyo. He wants to take charge of the anime, games, and everything else, while Shueisha wants to keep its grip on the manga, but with Toriyama gone, the battle lines are drawn, and it's a total mess. Think about it. Dragon Ball is a global phenomenon, and the movies, the games, the merch, it's making bank. But this league...
The odds of them beating, what's his dude's name? Lord, let's go back.
Battle lines are drawn, and its grip to take charge of the anime, formed his own struggle. Yukio, the former director of Dragon Ball.
What's his name?
Shueisha, the manga publisher.
Akio Yukio. They might as well work with this man, because it sounds like Akira Toriyama wanted him to have it, or would want him to have it, and the family probably know Mr. UQ. And notice how his family keeps getting mentioned in decisions for this brand. They'll probably have a good amount of say. It may not be the exact final say, I don't know, but they're gonna have a good amount of say of who it lands on, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna land on Akio Yukio. I suggest Shueisha to try and work with this dude. You know what I'm saying? They might as well treat this man as the next Toriyama. That's how they should go about that. So, I don't know, Shuei, you should play your cards right, bro, because y'all tripping.
And everything else. Lines are drawn, and it's a total mess. Think about it. Dragon Ball is a global phenomenon, and the movies, the games, the merch, it's making bank. But this legal war is throwing everything in chaos. Shueisha is holding on to the manga for dear life, while Yoku is pushing for more anime content. It's a clash of titans, and the fans are caught in the crossfire. So who should control Dragon Ball's future? Yoku, the man Toriyama trusted? Shueisha, the publisher that's been there from the start? Or Toyotaru, the manga artist continuing the story? It's a tough call. And
Toyotaru needs to stay in the game. Toyotaru for sure needs to stay in the game. Him and Yukio need to work together. Shueisha needs to stay under their thumb. Bottom line. You know, we understand Shueisha has been there from the beginning, but only because it was making bank, bruh. It's not like y'all was just there, just helping my boy out. At least as far as I know, unless somebody could tell me something different in the comments. Let me know the story, the backstory to that. But, nah. It's like y'all company. Of course y'all was gonna be there from the beginning, so y'all don't get no credit for that. You know what I'm saying? But they said, as we just heard, Yukio was watching out for my boy, for Toriyama. So, and Toriyama acknowledged Toyotaru as an artist under his product. So, I don't know. Yeah, I would say Shueisha just got to back off, man. Or not necessarily back off, but just try and work it out. You know, instead of trying to be all money hungry and all this stuff. Like, just work it out. Try to see what y'all can do with them. What y'all can help with. So y'all can still make y'all bread. It may not be as much as Toriyama's giving y'all. But at least try something. Because it sounds like they might wind up losing. Look, man. All I'm gonna say is they gotta just like focus on getting it back together, getting it back to where it was. Just because Toriyama died does not mean this beautiful work of art has to die with him. Because y'all want to act a fool over money. Y'all gotta figure it out, and y'all gotta figure it out fast. Because we all sitting here on the sidelines looking confused, saying, well, what's going on? Where's the content? People asking, well, when is Dragon Ball Super gonna come out? Man, that mess ain't about to come out no time soon, especially not animated. At least we got some manga content from Toyotaru. At least we got that. For everybody that don't read the manga, I suggest you do that, because it's probably gonna be a long time until we get super content as far as being animated. Yeah, they gotta chill out. They gotta chill out and figure it out, man. I know it's easier said than done. It's easy for me to sit here behind this computer and say, hey man, y'all need to figure it out. Like, huge business is a huge brand. I understand that, but man, do not let down these fans. That's the main problem. I ain't trying to tell y'all what to do. Nobody trying to tell y'all what to do. But as fans, as this being something that we've grown up on, it's not something that you necessarily want to have just waiting around And I'm not even necessarily saying rush things either, because rushing things can make it even worse. So don't rush either. But what I am saying is really try to figure it out as quick as possible. Actually figure it out. Get the entire legal stuff together. Get the money together. So that way y'all can continue on the path that y'all been doing. Because y'all been doing great. The manga is great. The last episodes of Dragon Ball Super were great. I loved it. Now let's keep the ball rolling. Just pray for him. Everybody in the Dragon Ball community, pray for him. That's all we can do. Pray for him to figure it out. If y'all like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'll go check out this article here. Read that up, gain an understanding. Just know we in a little bit of a debacle as far as this whole thing goes. Love y'all, Revolution Squad. Peace.